Hey guys, Habsvold here, and I just thought I'd bring you a video letting you know my thoughts on this current off season and the upcoming season. Um, yeah, so let's get right into it. The off season moves for the Canadians this year. Um, there's been a lot of positives and a lot of negatives. In my opinion, the positives outweigh the negatives by quite a bit. So let's start here. Montreal got Zach Kassian and they gave up Brandon Prust. They also got a 5th round pick in this, but I'm just talking about players right now. Kassian for Prust, straight up, good trade. Nothing you can, like, Prust had a lot of heart. I didn't want to see him go. Got along with all the teammates. But Kassian's cheaper, younger, probably going to be more physical because Prust had that bad shoulder. I don't know. Well, maybe Kassian. Kassian was supposed to be a very good player when he was younger. Maybe he can find that again. And yeah, so Montreal also signed Mark Barberio, Tampa Bay Lightning defenseman. He was kind of like a 7th defenseman for Tampa Bay. Ended up falling to like 8th or 9th spot. I think he's going to be in the AHL this year. It's a good signing. I think it's a 1-year signing, so nothing wrong there. We also got Alex Semin, $1.1 million for 1 year. Semin's a former 40-goal scorer, and if he can bring any goal scoring to the Canadiens, it's welcomed. At $1.1 million, if he's not performing, buy him out or put him in the press box. It's a non-issue. If you were to buy him out, I think it's only like $150K on the cap. So once again, non-issue. It's a great signing, no-brainer. Every move that Marc Bergevin's made, I've agreed with. I thought it was a great move. Semin and Kassian prove that he is a very smart person. We lost Sergei Gonchar. That hurts, but it doesn't hurt really because all he did help out on was the power play. Mike Weaver barely played, and P.A. Parento was bought out, as you guys know. Good buyout. Parento injury problems and so on, but yeah. So that's my just rough thoughts on the off-season moves. Let's jump into the NHL lineup. Here's what I think will be our lineup for. Sorry, I got sidetracked. This will be our lineup for the opening day. I don't think it'll be our lineup through the whole year, and I hope it's not our lineup for very long. But I have Pacioretty, Desharnais, Gallagher, Galchenyuk, Plekanec, Semin, Delarose, Eller, Kassian, Smith, Pelly, Mitchell, and Weiss. We have too many right wingers, so one of the right wingers will have to play on the left side. Whether it's Weiss, Smith, Pelly, Kassian, somebody's gonna have to move. And then lefty, I got Markov, righty, Subban, and then Beaulieu, Petrie, Emelin, and Gilbert, and obviously Carey Price and Dustin Tokarski in the pipes. That's pretty much what we had last year, other than swapping out Semin with Parento. That's pretty much the roster we had last year. Here's the roster I would like to see at some point throughout the year. Pacioretty, Galchenyuk, Gallagher, either Gallagher or Semin. Just rotate those two. Kassian, Plekanec, Semin, Delarose, Eller, Smith, Pelly, Flynn, Mitchell, and Weiss. I got Beaulieu and Subban, Markov and Petrie, Tenorti and Patterin. I'm going to explain why I have Markov on the second line. If you guys watched any of the playoffs, he was slowed down quite a bit. I think the lots of ice time really wore him down, so I can see him not being used on the penalty kill and stuff like that next year. He's just getting old, slowing down a little bit. Beaulieu could really learn a lot from Subban. They're both young players. I think Subban's only like a year older than Beaulieu, but he has a lot more experience. And Beaulieu can shoot for the stars, man. He's young. He can play hockey. He's a good defenseman, smart. Tenorti and Patterin, I got rid of Emelin and Gilbert. I hate both of them. I think Emelin is ridiculously bad. That's just my opinion. I think he's slow, and he only hits when he plays Boston. He's overpaid. That's just my opinion. Then Price and Tokarski in that. You'll notice up front that there's no Desharnais. I have a feeling that Desharnais or Plekanec, more likely Plekanec, but I like Plekanec, so I left him in there. I think one of those guys will get traded, swap out Desharnais, swap out Plekanec. I think that'll be the roster. We could fit Flynn in there. We also have Christian Thomas as a backup player. Slide it in and out. Now, the AHL lineup. The AHL's hard for me to decide who's going to be on the team and who's not. I got Charles Hudon, Gabriel Dumont, and Sven Andrighetto. Wow. I think that's a really good first line. I had Dumont on the first line instead of McCarron because Dumont was the captain last year. I'd assume he'd stay as captain. I got Daniel Carr, leading goal scorer for the Bulldogs, now the Ice Caps last year. I got McCarron and Sherback, both junior players coming to the first year of pro. I think both will make the NHL very soon. Got to see McCarron play a lot live for the Oshawa Generals. I live just 20 minutes away from there. So got the pleasure of seeing him live. Very good player, very smart, uses his body well. Then I got Tim Bozon, first year pro too. Jeremy Gregoire, and then Holloway. The right side gets pretty weak after Andrighetto and Sherback, but yeah. And then Connor Crisp, McMillan, and McNally. Crisp, grinder kind of player. He was a late round draft pick. I think he's gonna be a bottom, like a fourth line player in the NHL one day. Then for defense, I got Brett Lernout, Mark Barberio, Mac Bennett, Darren Dietz, Morgan Ellis, the Johnson guy that we signed, Ryan Johnston. We signed him this offseason. He's a pretty good player. And Dalton Thrower, one of those guys. I don't know. You got 7 defensemen there. Throw them wherever you want them. I got Condon and Pasquale. I don't know how to say his name. I think that's right. But he's a good goalie. I'm pretty sure he played for the Winnipeg Jets farm team last year, or St. John's Ice Caps. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on that. And then Fucale. I don't like Fucale. I think he's overrated, and I think we need to get rid of him before people realize he's overrated. And we don't need him in Montreal. It's not. That's not that I don't like him. He is a good goalie. He won 2 or 3 World Juniors, but I think it was his team that made him look better. He's always played on a good team, and then he got traded to a bad team and didn't play very well. Yeah, so there's the AHL lineup. My predictions for this upcoming season, I think we'll be right on the cusp of 100 points, high 90s or low hundreds. I think we'll finish top 3 in the Eastern Conference. We'll make an Eastern Conference Finals appearance, so 3rd round, where we were 2 years ago when Price got hurt. I think 3 players will score 30-plus goals. Pacioretty, obviously. I think Alex Galchenyuk is set to break out. Huge Alex Galchenyuk fan. A lot of people saying to trade him. Kid's 20 years old, just scored 20 goals. There's not too many players that have done that before. I think he's going to be a great number 1 center for us. I hope he can make that transition this year to center. 3rd guy, Gallagher, Salmon, somebody I hope fills that goal scoring void. I think there'll be 3 trades during the year. I think Fucali might be traded. I think Emlyn, Gilbert, Desharnais, or Placanitz. Like some of those guys are probably gonna end up getting traded. Yeah, so that's my predictions, guys. Just make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. Gonna be more videos like this, and I hope to have highlight videos of all the Montreal Canadiens games throughout the season. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.